Hey YouTube, it's me again, and I am back with another video. And in this video I will be talking about my labor and delivery story, of how it went and how fast it went. Really? So yeah, I will be talking about my labor and delivery story. So this was on August 16th. About 11 o'clock in the morning, I started feeling contractions, but they weren't really bad. They were like mild contractions, like I could talk through them and everything. So that day I was just chilling out, just hanging around, and 12 o'clock midnight, the contractions started hitting me really bad. I was gonna wait until my aunt got home from work, which was at 7 o'clock, but the contractions were so bad that I couldn't wait that long. And if I would have waited that long, I would have been having him in the car. So I called my aunt. She was at work. I called her job, and at first she wasn't able to come to the phone, so they had her call me back. So she called me back and she was like, "Hello, what's wrong?" And I'm like, "Auntie, these contractions are really bad. They hurt so bad." And I'm like crying. And she was like, "All right, I'm on my way." And it wasn't even 5 minutes before she got there. So we got in the car, and I gave birth at Sarasota Memorial. That's like 45 minutes from where we live, which is Northport. So we got to Sarasota Memorial, and they checked me in, and everything. They asked how far along I was, and if I was able to be in labor, because you know, a preemie baby. But they asked me how far along I was. I was 39 weeks and 2 days, which is good for pregnancy. That's 39 weeks is considered full term. But your baby is fully developed at 37 weeks, but they still consider 39 weeks full term. So when we got in the room, we were on the first floor, and we got in the room, and they gave me my gown and everything, and they checked me in. And then the one nurse, she put a monitor on me to monitor his she's smiling for it, to monitor his heartbeat. And then she checked to see how far, like how many centimeters I was dilated. And I was dilated 6 centimeters when I got to the hospital. And that's crazy, like, cause that's crazy for me, because you know, people always say is when it's your first baby, you're in labor longer, but I wasn't in labor for that long. So they took me up to the 4th floor, which was labor and delivery, and they got me in my bed and everything. And when I saw the baby warmer, I just knew, oh my god, it's time. Like, I'm about to have a baby. So they got me in my bed, and then the lady asked me if I wanted an epidural. And at first I wasn't gonna get the epidural, but then those contractions started hitting really, really bad, and I couldn't take it. And so I got an epidural. But the nurse that was there, she was like, "You could have done it without the epidural," but I couldn't have done it without the epidural. So she the anesthesiologist came in. She gave me my epidural. It didn't really hurt when I got the epidural, because my contractions were already so bad. Like, it just felt like a little pinch, but it wasn't that bad. But it took like 20 minutes for that epidural to work. And when I tell you, when that epidural started to kick in, I couldn't feel anything. Like, the epidural is like a lifesaver. So if you ever have a baby, I would recommend you get the epidural unless you are like some holy person or a super person who can take that much pain. If you're not, I would advise you to get the epidural. So I got the epidural, and my my grandma and my older sister and my youngest sister came, and they was there. So we were all just chilling, and I was so mad because I couldn't eat anything, and everybody else was eating right in front of me, and I couldn't eat anything. And I'm just like, really, y'all just gonna eat in front of me? Y'all know I can't eat anything. The only thing I could eat was ice chips, and I had a popsicle. That's it. They eating eggs and sausage and grits and bacon and stuff, and I'm sitting there eating popsicles and ice cubes. Really? Like, I was so mad. But after I got the epidural, the man, like, he checked me again to make sure, and I was still 6 centimeters dilated. And then my aunt that I live with, she went across the street to a racetrack to get some coffee and something to eat. And like not even 5 minutes after she left, the lady came in and she checked me again, and I was 10 centimeters dilated. And the first time they checked me, it was like 4 o'clock or 6 o'clock, and like 2 hours later I was fully dilated. So she told me that I couldn't start pushing yet until the antibiotics that I was getting through the IV, they gave me 2 doses of it. One dose at like 4 o'clock, and then the next dose at 6 o'clock. And I had to wait till I got the full dose of it for me to be able to start pushing. So she gave me that, and I called my aunt, and I was like, Auntie, they said I'm 6 centimeters dilated. I mean 10 centimeters dilated. I'm 10 centimeters dilated. I'm fully dilated. So she was like, all right, I'll be right there. So it was like 5 minutes until she came back. So she came back, and I still couldn't push until the epidural started wearing off, so I could feel when I have a contraction. So the epidural started wearing off, and I was feeling them contractions once again. So she I was pushing, like we had started pushing, and I was so embarrassed because like you know how most people say when they push they poop on themselves. Every time every time I pushed I peed. No joke. Every time I pushed I peed. And like the lady, she was like dodging it and stuff. So I pushed for 30 minutes, and he was born at 8:58 on August 17th, 2018. He was 6 pounds, 5 ounces, 19 inches long. What else? He was so small. And like, I had kind of got scared because when he first came out, he wasn't crying. And I'm like, why is he not crying? Why is he not crying? So they had to like pat him and like pat his back and everything. And then next thing you know, it's just, he just started crying. And when I tell you, that was the best day of my life. It was the best day of my life. He's such a blessing, even though I had him at a young age. I mean, that still isn't gonna stop me from doing anything different. Like, it's not gonna stop me from accomplishing my dreams or doing what I plan to do. It's just, I look at it as a reason to go harder for what I want, you know? And, you know, people always say, I don't know. It's just, I'm really grateful. I thank God every day that my baby made it, that he wasn't premature, he was full term, and I thank God. So yeah, that's my labor and delivery story. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all. Like, so the epidural wore off, so I was like feeling all the pressure. So when he started crowning and like his head was coming out, like he was fully crowning, I was screaming so loud because it was a lot of pressure, and then it burned too. Like it was burning, cause like he was like stretching it, and his head is so big. So I was screaming, and my auntie was trying to calm me down, and she was like, "Calm down, Janai, calm down. He's almost here. He's almost here." And then next thing you know, he just came out, and I tore. I got a 2nd-degree tear, and I had to get 100 stitches. And when I tell you, when he started stitching me up, I was like, I didn't have any anesthesia, so I was like, can you like wait? Like he was stitching me up, and I'm like feeling the needle go through, and I'm like, can you wait like a few minutes for this epidural to kick in? So I had to press the button again, and he waited like 5 minutes for the epidural to kick in, and then he started stitching me back up. And yeah, so after that, we did skin to scan for an hour, and then the nurse, she cleaned me up and everything. But like when I tell you, after he came out and after the placenta came out, oh my god, it was the biggest relief ever. Like I have had so much relief in my life. Like okay, so after that, they weighed him and stuff, and they swaddled him, and everybody else, it was only 4 people in the room with me, and everybody got to hold him, and we did scan and scan for an hour, and then they swaddled him, and then yeah, they got to hold him while the nurse was cleaning me up. And then after that, we went to the what are you smiling for? We went to the 6th floor, which was mom and baby, which is where I stayed for 2 days. I had to stay in the hospital for 48 hours, so we stayed there for 2 days. And yeah, we went home on the 19th, and yeah, that's my labor and delivery story. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and after you subscribe, press the bell like right next to the subscribe button to let you guys know. It will notify you every time I post a new video. And yeah, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment,